This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. Scott has the night off. 11 people are hospitalized after a car collides with a Sarasota County school bus. A majority of the reported injuries are students. One has serious injuries. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is joining us live from the scene at Proctor and Gant Roads where this accident happened. Jess.
Good evening, Haley. 16 people were treated on the scene today, 11 of them taken to area hospitals after a bus and a car collided at this intersection around 9:15 this morning. 7 of those injured were special needs students. We're learning tonight that the driver of the car, 69-year-old Michael Rands of Indiana, has been cited for the crash. This Sarasota County school bus was on its way to Oak Park School when a car pulled out in front of it.
That vehicle attempted to turn left on Gant Road. By doing this, they violated the right-of-way of the school bus, and that is where the collision occurred.
The bus swerved off of the road and into the traffic signal, knocking it over. 7 of the 12 special needs students were rushed to the hospital, along with the bus driver and an aide on the bus and the driver and passenger of the car. All received minor injuries, with the exception of one student that was taken to All Children's as a trauma patient.
I saw a few kids with their parents, walk away. I did see a couple on a stretcher, but they were sitting up, so I assumed that they were, just shaken up, but okay.
First of all, the parents of students on the bus are notified. I saw the principal. She was here holding the hands of students, making sure everybody was okay.
The area was without power, Ashton Elementary and Sarasota Middle School included. That has since been restored.
This intersection is really bad. The red light gets run a lot during the day. It has gotten really dangerous over the last few years.
The intersection was closed for a majority of the afternoon as crews dealt with cleanup.
The bus did not catch on fire. However, the trauma that was caused to the front of the bus has caused a gas leak.
The downed traffic pole was removed from the scene, and in its place are now stop signs. Beware, drivers. The Gant-Proctor intersection is now a 4-way stop until the traffic signal can be replaced.
It was a tough day, but we're just glad, as far as we know, that everybody's in pretty good shape.
So as of right now, this intersection is still a 4-way stop. However, as you can see behind me, crews are working to put up a temporary traffic signal. There was some backup and buildup here traffic-wise a little bit earlier, but now crews are here moving traffic through the intersection a little more quickly. There's no word on when that light will be up and running, but once it is, the intersection will return to normal. In Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jess. We continue our team coverage tonight at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. 11 students and adults are being treated for their injuries from this crash. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us live from the hospital with the latest on their conditions. Dwayne.
Well, Haley, of the 16 people treated, 12 of them were Oak Park students. 7 of those kids were taken by EMS to local hospitals. One of the children required transport to Johns Hopkins All Children's in St. Pete. Now, he was in stable condition when he was admitted. At this point, all kids that were admitted to Sarasota Memorial are now discharged. The last student was discharged earlier this afternoon. Oak Park Principal Edwina Oliver says her faculty stepped up and helped students involved.
Because some of the stimuli that was going on at the scene, there's sirens, people talking, the responders, all of that was a lot for some of my students who are nonverbal. So they were there just there talking. And so once I gave them names, when you speak to a student and you address them by their name, that's confirming to them to know that everything is okay, that someone knows me.
Again, all students had been discharged from Sarasota Memorial. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Dwayne. And now we're going to head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Well, Haley, another warm day today. The sea breeze has kicked in. I wanted to sensitize the radar a little bit and show you the actual sea breeze developing this afternoon and then pushing inland. You can see it right there. It is. This is not rainfall, but it's actually the change in temperature as it moves off toward the east, starting to cool things down there. But the east wind is running up against it, so a brief shower not out of the question. Still this evening, they'll keep a 20% chance for a passing shower in the mix. Boy, it's dry, and we still have a high fire danger in some inland counties south and east of us with the relative humidity extremely low there. And as far as the fire danger index goes, it remains high for all of the peninsula, south, say, of Gainesville. You can see the Panhandle, not a big problem there. This is dealing with the surface layer with the leaves and the underbrush of the trees there goes. And you can see all of our numbers 600 plus for the most part, although we have into Hardy County at 539, 603 in DeSoto County, and that puts us at a high risk here along the west coast of Florida. And no real rain in sight over the upcoming days. And 78 degrees right now. It's nice out there. Dew point 60, winds out of the west-northwest at 16, and the pressure 30-11, and that's holding steady. The forecast through this evening does call for warm temperatures. 11 o'clock, 68. We'll have just a few clouds around. We'll have more on our weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Firefighters in Florida continue to be on high alert. More than 100 wildfires were burning across the state as the week began, with 23 consuming more than 100 acres each. All this happening while the state has yet to get into the lightning-filled warmer months. Since the start of the year, the Florida Forest Services recorded more than 1,400 wildfires, collectively consuming nearly 70,000 acres. The cabinet kicked off a pre-planned wildfire awareness week at the state capitol today, with Governor Rick Scott issuing an executive order that declared a state of emergency across Florida due to the increase in wildfires. The order is intended to make it easier for agencies to share firefighting resources.
These fires are dangerous, and we are blessed to have such brave firefighters in Florida to rush to the aid of our communities and protect us from the flames.
What happens is you have a record wet year like last year. It stimulates a lot of growth in the woods. You grow a lot of underbrush, a lot of tender things. Then it stops raining, all of that dries up, and it's kindling material.
The Forest Service reported 107 fires being battled Monday. Firefighters have been deployed to combat these wildfires in the Everglades and to battle a 300-acre fire near tourist-heavy International Drive in Orlando. The Forest Service says about 90% of the wildfires in Florida so far this year have been caused by people. And while crews from around the state battle many wildfires here on the Suncoast, officials are also dealing with our own fire concern, including an overnight fire in South County. ABC7's Bobeth Yates has the details on that.
From north to south Florida, wildfires continue to pop up throughout the state, including one here at Potter Park in Sarasota. And even though the cause of the fires may be different, the dry condition is feeding all of them.
We are facing a statewide situation with a significant drought in most counties. Sarasota County is one of those.
Jay Bailey with Sarasota County Fire Department says they spent the past 24 hours putting out a blaze in the wooded area on the backside of Potter Park.
We had a small brush fire out here. The crews came out and quickly knocked it down. This morning it flared up a little bit more.
According to Bailey, the blaze began in front of this bench from what appears to be a campfire. The campers even left behind remnants of their cigarette packet. And while the official cause of the fire has not yet been released, Bailey speculates the blaze jumped from the campfire to nearby trees and then continued to spread, so far burning about a quarter acre.
We live in this area and I have two small children. We're from Colorado where there's big fires, and it is something to take seriously.
The fire makes everybody nervous, especially when there's no help in sight, but we have some good fire departments around here.
With the help from the Sarasota Sheriff's helicopter, about 100 gallons of water was dropped on the blaze. Fire crews also worked with the Parks Division to prevent more flare-ups. But while fire crews have been able to manage this and other blazes that have occurred in recent weeks, Bailey says because of the dry conditions, we're not out of the woods just yet.
The real threat is going to become in May, late May and June when we start getting the lightning.
Sarasota County fire officials say this Potter Park fire is almost 100% contained, though they will continue to monitor it for flare-ups during the next couple days. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Bobeth. Still to come on your Suncoast News, beachgoers on high alert off of Florida's east coast. 2 possible shark attacks off of Melbourne Beach involving a child, one of them. And you may see some critters hanging around your home, but wildlife officials say one species cannot be removed, at least for a few months.
These are our heroes. They have sacrificed so much to serve our country. And now Granny Nannies is truly honored to serve them. We're here and we're ready to help. Call us today.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Officials are investigating 2 suspected shark attacks off of the Florida East Coast. They believe sharks targeted 2 beachgoers Monday, including a 10-year-old girl in Melbourne Beach. The child is now recovering at Arnold Palmer Hospital from a 6-inch gash on her leg. Officials say it is likely a shark that sunk its teeth into her calf. A woman swimming not so far away at Ocean Avenue on Melbourne Beach earlier in the day possibly suffered the same fate.
We are aware of this type of thing, but you don't really think it's going to happen to you or happen, it's probably somebody who was on the beach when we were on the beach.
The beach was cleared until there was no evidence of sharks in the water. The 10-year-old girl is expected to survive. If you see a bat on a building, you should leave it alone. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is reminding home and business owners that Florida's 4-month bat maternity season starts on Sunday. You cannot move bats from buildings when the animals are giving birth and raising their young. This video is creeping me out, but you can remove them after maternity season ends in August. Many bats roost in natural sites like trees and cavities with peeling bark, so do be aware of that. And they do serve a purpose. They do eat a lot of our bugs, so they do have a purpose for wildlife here. Bob will be back with your forecast right after this.
Now's a perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Don't miss Southwest Florida's largest barbecue and bluegrass event Friday, April 14th and Saturday, April 15th, when the 8th annual Suncoast Barbecue and Bluegrass Bash returns to Venice. Bring the whole family and enjoy genuine competition barbecue and award-winning bluegrass entertainment. Please join us for a finger-licking and hot-picking good time April 14th and 15th at the Suncoast Barbecue and Bluegrass Bash. Free admission, parking, entertainment, and family activities. Get all the details at suncoastbarbecuebash.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The official salon of ABC7.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual international festival of chamber music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Bob, this wildfire situation is awful.
Yeah, it is, and you know, it's just now starting, really, the heart of the season. Unfortunately, we have a couple of months that we're going to be really on pins and needles waiting to see, and these individual storms that develop prior to the actual season to really get going is what's going to be real dangerous. We saw that last week with an isolated thunderstorm kicking off a wildfire just shortly thereafter. Right now, a lot of sun out there, not many storms. We have a few light rain showers possible this evening. But anyways, a webcam showing a beautiful day out in the bay. And we had some fair weather cumulus clouds dancing across the skies, and things starting to cloud up a little bit more now as the sea breeze is meeting the east coast wind. A few showers late in the day possible, no measurable precipitation. High fire danger continuing, and a warm Easter weekend anticipated as high pressure will stay with us. The air quality index is right there at the moderate range to good range at 50 right now. The major pollutant is particulate matter, and the overall picture showing the big storms here. You would think that this is going to blow on through and bring us a front. It's not going to happen, as this high pressure ridge located to the east of the state is in firm control, and we're going to see this easterly wind around this area of high pressure, and that's going to keep this all to the west of us and north of us. Right now, a few light rain showers down to our south there, but a few developing in the interior portions of our viewing area in Hardee and DeSoto and Highlands counties. But most of that activity very weak, very light, and not really creating any kind of help when it comes to alleviating this fire danger. 78 degrees right now. Dew point is at 60. The pressure 3011. It's holding steady, and winds out of the west-northwest at 10. The high today 5 degrees above the average at 85 degrees. Our normal high at 80, the record 89, set back in 1923. And as far as the rain goes for the year, just a little bit more than 3 inches. That's it, and it has been dry for the winter and now for the spring. You can see this is the forecast model showing as we move through time. This is again showing that easterly flow, which will bring us a chance for a few late day showers, sunshine in the morning, a few clouds in the afternoon. Same story on Thursday and continuing on into Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Well, a frontal boundary drapes across parts of the Northeast, stretching through southern Ohio and into Tennessee, and then all the way down into Texas tonight. Houston getting some moderate to heavy rainfall earlier. That is now pushed on to the south, where that will weaken as it moves into the Gulf. Toronto, some showers earlier. Buffalo, mainly rain. Cloudy conditions in Cleveland, over to Toledo and Detroit, and then out west, a double system now. We have one moving onshore, bringing some heavy rainfall, or at least some rain into Northern California right now, but another one on the heels of that one expected to move on over the next 48 hours, so they're not done with it yet. Temperatures warm out ahead of the front, 80 in Philly, It's 80 in the nation's capital, 74 in Boston, and then behind it in the 50s and 60s, and then 57 in Salt Lake City right now. And in Dallas, it's 75. Houston at 63 with that rain cool air there. And still pretty warm in Atlanta, 79 currently in Atlanta. For boaters tomorrow, we'll start off at 5 to 10 knots out of the east, and then they'll switch around to the northeast, and then a west wind anywhere from 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas will be right around 2 feet with a moderate chop. And the water temperature now 75 degrees, but that will start to warm up back into the upper 70s by the weekend. Low tide at 8:34 and another at 8:06 tomorrow morning. Mostly fair tonight, seasonal, 62 for a low. And then tomorrow, another day like today, slight chance for some late day showers. Maybe a little bit better chance for some showers in the afternoon, but not much. And that rain chance at 20% on Thursday. And there it is, warmer weather, sunshine, plenty of it Saturday and Sunday. Linda?
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we are in the first full day of Passover. We will introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman who is making sure it's celebrated according to tradition at her house.
This week, the Russia test, tensions on the rise, tough talk after President Trump's airstrikes in Syria. Now, as the Secretary of State heads to Moscow, what's next? With stakes this high, this is where America turns. World News Tonight with David Muir.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
As we wish our Jewish friends a joyful Passover celebration, we pay tribute to a very special lady in the Jewish community. ABC7's Linda Carson introduces us to this amazing Suncoast woman.
Dr. Wendy Katz is respected nationwide for her work in education, but during Passover, she is first and foremost a mother and a grandmother, making sure the traditions are meaningful and memorable to every member of her family.
Passover is really a special time when typically we gather with our whole family, which is growing, and extended family, and celebrate the holiday, which is really the retelling of the story, really of the Exodus. And we have, traditional foods that we have and songs.
She hosted 36 people the night before Seder at her community center, and last night she had Seder at her home for 15 people.
We do have all special food. We get rid of all of anything that was made with leavening, typically bread, anything that rises.
As she prepares, she remembers Seder with her mother.
So I want my grandchildren and my children to have what I had growing up.
And although her 6 grandchildren are young, last night they seemed to understand.
One of my grandsons turned to my husband and said, "I will never forget this, Baba."
Dr. Katz was born in Philadelphia. She has had a spectacular career here in Sarasota.
I started out as a special education teacher in Brentwood in 1978 in Sarasota. And then I moved on to be a curriculum resource teacher. That's what they called them at that time. And from that, moved on to be an assistant principal at a middle school, and then was the principal at Laurel Nokomis for 8 years.
Then she headed up the leadership program to train Sarasota County school administrators.
We have kind of a sequential career pathway now for people to start out at a teacher level and progress to be an administrator.
She ended her career as principal at Tatum Ridge. Being a principal is her favorite job.
I truly love, that job because it's one of the few professions where you can truly make a difference in people's lives every day.
She officially retired in 2012, but she's still working for the Sarasota County School Board, the Patterson Foundation, and she's an adjunct professor for USF. And her life lesson?
My life lesson is really one day at a time, and it's all about making memories, because in the end, that's what you have, and that's what you give to your future generations.
Dr. Wendy Katz, an amazing Suncoast woman. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda, and a very happy Passover to everyone
That's right.
who's celebrating.
Giving back to the community since '79 here, helping out with the school system.
Fantastic.
That's great, absolutely.
It is.
Congratulations on that. We are looking at some nice weather for areas up and down the coast. Beachgoers should be okay. Remember to load up on that sunscreen, though.
Right,
it's going to be lots of sun out
Yep.
there over the upcoming days.
Have a great evening. We'll see you right back here at 7 o'clock.